What's up, guys, and good morning. We are second day here, or day one technically. Yesterday was just some practice, but we got here in California. Obviously it was raining. We did some practice laps yesterday. Everything did pretty well, but now we got to go set up merch and do some things like that. So I'm gonna ride the pit bike over there. There's some VIP meet and greet stuff that we're gonna do, and today's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a hectic day. James is running around like crazy, so I'm gonna make sure they have everything they need up there. Man, freaking love these Koenig wheels on this thing. Is that a handbrake?
Yes, no, it's a brake.
Wow.
You break your hand. You break the handbrake.
What's a huracan?
What?
Oh, look! I have that mic. You see that? You know why? You know why it's called road, right?
Why?
Because someone sat on it.
Sat on it on the.
Wow!
Wow.
Trevor.
Look at this thing. What? I would drive it.
I would drive this too.
Trevor.
I would definitely drive it. Hey, Grant, how's your day going? Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. It's great. No, not a care in the world.
Well, I was a little bit scared because we set all our merch out last night and then it rained. But, you know, everything was fine because we, everything was fine.
A little positive reinforcement.
Well, look
when
at
it rains, Trevor, sometimes it brings out the beautiful skies.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
I agree.
So we're over here just doing like a little meet and greet. We got LZ and Colette in there. They're saying hello to the people. We got the DDE Lambo over here. T-Pain is here. We got Randy. We got TJ. All the people. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Everybody's saying hello. So, pretty sweet event. So I think we go back out on track here in about an hour. So this just need to change a couple. Oh, it's supercharged.
This is supercharged.
Supercharged, yeah, the VF.
Wipe off the wing.
Wait, how do you see that?
How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm not that tall.
Oh, right there.
The sticker at your eye level.
Well, no, you just see the little blower in there.
Doesn't look little.
All right, so meet and greet is all done. We got all the merch and everything set up, and then now we are going out for some practice laps. Can't really see over this banner, but people are starting to fill the stands, which is cool. And you can see people are ripping on track. So we'll have Eric and Charles kind of filming from some different areas. But I guess I'm just gonna go run some laps and see how I do today compared to how I did yesterday. Yeah. Over there, Drift HQ, they had a fuel pressure sensor in stock. So grab fuel pressure sensor. Eric is back at the truck, basically swapping in a D-Works 400 fuel pump. I don't even know what fuel pump is in there. It's a 300 to 255 from years ago, but we're putting a 400 in there. And hopefully we can turn up the boost because everybody's fast.
So fast.
I went behind the Viper. I went with Dean, and it wasn't good. So I'm gonna spin to win. What do you think I'm gonna win?
What do you get?
Something.
What do you got?
Something good, I hope.
Something good?
One compliment.
One compliment. Nice beard, buddy.
Oh, that's too easy. That's,
Okay, you know what? Hey.
That's too.
Oh.
That's too easy.
You know what? I'll give you a better one. You're a good boss.
Oh, thank you. All right, hey, give me that sensor. I gotta go.
Bye.
Thank you. Hey, we're gonna go make my car run better.
Yeah.
I hope. So this makes sense because that's probably the wall bro that I put in here when I first put the 2J in there.
Is it? Man.
And she was just making 580 horse on E85.
It's
So
450.
no, that's a 255.
Oh, wow.
What a silly goose I am, right? So the 400 is going in there. If you need to cut that.
Okay.
Is this a new hose or is that? Oh, I put the hose. Where did I have it? I had it on this guy because last night we were messing with the. There you go. Here's the proper hose. This can't really go down because it'll get messed up. Well, we'll figure it out and we're gonna get back with you guys. All right, so we got new fuel pressure sensor installed. Eric's over here putting the fuel pump in it. Did you get it to hang on there? Yep. Nice. So we should be good to go. I'm gonna tell it to start logging fuel pressure. We'll log fuel pressure, make sure everything's good, and send it.
Next up, we got Trevor Jameson in the S14 2JZ, 500 horsepower. That's kind of the mix. You want that mix, that S14 S chassis. So this car should be pretty balanced, pretty stable. Trevor's been putting in some great laps in practice, but practice means nothing. It's all about your couple of runs in qualifying. So let's see if Trevor can make this work.
Great initiation there by Trevor. He's been doing that pretty much all weekend. Back on the throttle, getting in those outside zones, and he's going to be able to hold this smooth all the way through. We see a bit of a correction there in the last section as he gets back on throttle. Transitioning maybe a touch early, but able to extend it out, and that is bringing him a little bit wide here. Can he cut in? He does. He's able to get the car a bit more manageable, but does miss an extra outside zone and almost straightens in the last one. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a very fluid run,
yes.
So he's got everywhere he needs to be. The only thing is he could have been a little wider on the zones, and then, of course, he had that little stall up in the center. So it's a good run, not a great run. That's how we would describe it. And, you know, he's starting to get himself into situations where he's like, you know, it's kind of in the 70s or so. There's nothing really impactful about it. He started very well, but as you said, correction coming up onto the bank, missing a zone, and then checking up at the end is going to knock that score back.
Yeah, it's super tough. There's so many areas in this. I mean, this is a great track that kind of represents maybe a little bit more of European drifting as well with all the zones.
And it's a 73.6 for Trevor Jameson, but I think if he tidies that line up, he should go much higher on the second run. But it's not easy. It's easy to talk it. It's hard to walk it. That's the problem. We're up here giving everybody steak over the runs, and I'm going, it's a lot different down there in the sunshine when you're boiling in the car all day here in California. We move up to Zandara Kennedy. We're moving on to our next driver. It's going to be Trevor Jameson. Trevor Jameson scoring a pretty mid-pack, mid-70s score on his first run of the 2JZ 240, 500 horsepower. Let's see if Trevor can up it. I think he's, you know what, he had the makings of a brilliant run the last time. Just made an error into the last corner. Let's hope he can tidy that up and put a good score on the board here. Trevor, you know, this is a really smooth driver, and I like his style, the way he doesn't over-push the car. He's very much at one with the car. But a flick onto the first corner, in he goes.
Yeah, I love seeing the flick initiation. Really gets the car unsettled, and then you can kind of point it when you come around. It's a lot harder to do, but Trevor's natural, loves the flick, able to get to 1, 2, and 3. Lots of angle in that transition, back on throttle again. Interesting way to run this line. We'll see how it plays out for him. Going a little bit wide there, backfire. That's an extra point in my book. Then we get into the last set of zones, a little bit wide. Just another interesting way to run this track.
Yeah,
that's what I love.
Well, you get a lot of different characters, a lot of different styles, a lot of different builds, right?
Yeah.
And even in this track, which we've given them one line, they still find 10 different ways to do it. So it's another impressive thing about these guys. And I like the way the style shines through. It was kind of a similar run to me as his first run. Smooth, no major aggression anywhere. So a score on the board of 79 for Trevor Jameson.
Yeah, it was a little, I mean, it got some kind of herky-jerky moments. When you throw a ton of angle like that, it scrubs speed, and then to try and get out of it, you either have to come off throttle or see if you can power around
or overcommit, and hope it works out.
You got two options, and neither one's really all that great.
Exactly.
All right, so we are back over in by the merch. Got a little bit windy, and we let Charles and his girlfriend, they went and are like walking around the event, grabbing some food, because they've basically been over here all day while we've been down in the pits and driving. We're getting ready to do the last chance top 16. So how it works is there's 29 drivers, and they can't do like a top 32 bracket. So the top 13 drivers from today automatically move on till tomorrow. Then we do 16 drivers. So the bottom 16 today, we compete for the top 3 spots, and those 3 then complete the top 13 to make a top 16 for tomorrow, which is like the main event with probably like all the FD guys and stuff. So I qualified number 17. Looking at the score of everything, I'm probably going to end up going against Hurt in my tandem battle, which is going to be happening here in about 30 minutes. So yeah, we got all the merch, everything set up. So we're going to go back over there and drive here in a little bit, but that's it. So I was walking around and I ran into this guy.
How's it going?
He's like, hey, what do you got on?
I've got one of the OG S14 giveaway shirts.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So literally, like, that was the very first giveaway we ever did in
First ever.
2017, and he even just said, he's like, well, I was gonna wear an LZ shirt, but then I was like, nah, I'll wear a Trev one. So,
As soon as I heard you were coming, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear the cool one.
yeah. Hell yeah, I appreciate
Right
that.
on, man.
So,
Yeah, of course.
well, hey, it was nice meeting you.
Nice
We're
meeting you, man. Yeah.
I gotta go out there and drive here in a
Yeah,
minute.
be safe,
So,
have fun.
later, man. Nice meeting you.
To our next pair of drivers, it's going to be Trevor Jameson against Hurt. So Hurt is driving Luke Fink's blue Corvette. Doesn't have to make sense, and he's got a borrowed car, never driven a lap in this car before.
Nope.
He's still in the fight against Trevor Jameson, who's very familiar with his S14 with the 1JZ. And I'll be honest with you when I say that this is going to be a tough game for Hurt here, because new car, no idea what's about to happen. Not sure if he's even ever drifted a Corvette before, but here we go. We're about to send him.
Trevor out front there in that black and green S chassis. Obviously Hurt behind in the Corvette. Whoa, Hurt diving in hard. He's definitely harnessing his like inner Luke Fink. Driving for somebody who's never driven this chassis before. This looks incredible from Hurt. Diving in real tight there. Trevor on the outside line, putting down a great lead run right now and making it a little bit easier for Hurt, making some big corrections just to get back in the chase. But we get a bit of a connection there.
No, I think that's some mechanical issue with Trevor Jameson. And you know, just from this is my instant reaction to this, because generally you don't hear anything about judging until the end. To me, Trevor Jameson's line through the first corner, watch this, wasn't really that wide. He misses that inner zone. He's on the inside of the track, and this isn't really giving Hurt a good chance to catch up, because he's kind of cutting the course. So at this point, I was thinking Hurt's doing a pretty good job of catching up. He is a little bit aggressive at times where he shouldn't be, but this is where this battle is going to be decided. As they transition through, Trevor Jameson comes to the outside. Looks to me like we get a complete shutdown of power there. And it looks something happened, a misshift or an axle broke or something. But that's going to give all the advantage to Hurt in that run, because even though he had some wobbly sort of moments of brilliance, he did stay on the track. So to me, that looks like Hurt is getting an advantage. We have Trevor Jameson on the track right now, not moving. So either something's stuck on, a brake, or he's lost gears or something. So that was definitely going to be, but even despite that, it was still quite in the balance for me because of just a little shortcutting of the track. Trevor Jameson not on a huge amount of angle in the lead position. And if you're on very shallow angle, you're not giving the chase car a door to get up onto, because you're kind of just giving him the rear bumper. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. We probably will see maybe a 5-minute call from Trevor Jameson, or maybe that car sorted itself out. But
there's nothing that Hurt can do to that car that Luke Fink hasn't already done to it. So I'd be curious if maybe that axle was starting to go out, and that's why we saw him so shallow there.
And you could be right. He didn't look like he was on any power whatsoever on the outer zone. So it could be that, the car was giving up on him. So I think we're going to see a 5-minute rule from Trevor Jameson. He's going back into the pits. Tough to change an axle in 5 minutes.
It's not
impossible.
So these should be 14s on the inside. Just get in there and try to grab them. All right, so we broke an axle during competition, so we're just trying to get it out and back in. We only have, I think this is a passenger, so I don't know if that's gonna work. But obviously, this thing just said see you later.
Yeah.
So that third gear, I tried to stay in third.
Snapped it.
Dumped it as hard as I could, pop, boom, and it just, but at least we were able to drive it back to the pit. Walking. 5 minutes isn't that long to change an axle. No. We got 41 seconds left. Should have left it in second, or should have put it in second. In my head, I was like third to second. And then when I was doing it, I was like, try third. And that was it. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. Yep. When in doubt, go with the plan. Go with the, like, that was the plan. The plan was to downshift to second, but it felt good. Like, it felt good, and I did it in the last qualifying run, so I was like,
I fucking shredded.
We'll do it. I don't know how Hurt did behind me, but
He was on you.
I was only able to get half of them. What? I was only able to get half of them.
So the axle that I actually have is a 370Z axle, which the splines are bigger, has more splines, I guess. So it wouldn't have even worked anyhow, even if we would have got in here. But yeah, it's a 370Z tranny, same gear ratio. 350Z rear diff, so it's basically a 350Z with a 2JZ in it.
Wow.
It's kind of what it is. Drift HQ, right up the hill, and they probably have 350Z axle right there, ready to go. So at least we could get it rolling again. I'm glad that we were able to get off the track.
Yeah.
That was nice, because we didn't get stuck, we didn't shut down the show, but I really wish we'd have been able to drive, compete more.
That last qualifying run, dude, was gangster. Like, I had such good feeling going into this. It's all good, man.
Well, you know, I mean, it's all mental stuff, you know, like when you're driving, when you're doing stuff, and you're like I said, I kind of had a plan in my head, and I detoured from the plan. But you know, there's times where detouring from the plan, because you know, it's good, adapting, overcoming. Like if I would have put it in third and just did a nice, beautiful, smoky transition around that whole thing, that would have been good. Because if I would have put it in second and been like, like kind of slow like I was before, maybe that wouldn't have worked either. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to clutch kick it that hard, but it needed it to do it. So I was talking with Artec. I think we might change the turbo sizing. So this is a 3582 Gen 2. The compressor wheel is pretty serious. You can make like 800 horsepower with this turbo, and I'm making like 550. So I think like a 3576 has a smaller compressor wheel, or a G35 900 or a G30 770 would make this thing freaking sing. Also, dog box, G-force, and a quick change, because then I'm not doing this in between gear where
You've
like
been doing the last two events, yeah.
ever since I put the car together, like you go to an event and you're like, okay, fourth is too much, third isn't enough, or I'm just rev limiter in second in third gear I'm bogging, and that's the issue that everybody has. And literally Adam changed his gears. Everybody who had a quick change here changed their gears. Like, and everybody who didn't suffers. And they did. And then now you know who suffers the most?
Yeah.
He suffers because of that. I could do a hell of a one-wheel pill though. The axle's a lot easier to change than the diff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stick with that. She freaking broke clean off. Wow. Look at that. It was me. I did that. So the boys over at Drift HQ did not disappoint one bit. Look at this. Brand new OEM 350Z axle in the box. We're trying to find like a cheap like parts store one, but they said OEM or nothing. I guess the aftermarket like ones, they just don't work. They break, they do other things. So they said put that in there or don't fix it because it'll do it again if you do like a cheap one. So we're gonna go ahead and stick that in there. And then even though we can't drive anymore today, there is a jam session, fantasy battles tomorrow. So maybe we could drive against her tomorrow. Maybe we could drive against Adam, do some other stuff. I think it'd be cool.
Against her would be
and
sick.
Then tomorrow they're doing like the top 16 battle. So whoever gets first, second, third here will go move on till tomorrow. So definitely bummed, a little sad. I wish I was out there drifting.
Yeah.
But you'll get that sometimes. It's nice not having to work on the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Eric, do that.
I love it.
And he does it. It's cool.
He's having a blast.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty good day overall. I mean, it's been a good trip. Like it's cool. Even though we're not out there driving, we're still gonna hang out with everybody. You guys were supporting me on the live stream. There's like 13,000 people watching the live stream.
Crazy.
And I was commenting on there, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Trevor." So
Yeah. Well,
I was like that too. When I was driving, I was like, "Oh yeah, Trevor," and then
yeah. Hey, good try though.
and we did.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, that goes on. You'll just have to unhook that. Alright, so going to the Yard House, and Adam, nice Maserati. So what's the deal with this?
Oh, it's a press car.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So last time we were in California, you had a
The twin
Audi.
Yeah.
as a press car.
Well, that wasn't a press car. That was just a friend's car. This is an actual press car from Maserati.
That's sick. 700 miles.
No, it's got more than that. That's 78 miles left to the tank.
No, I think that's 700.
No, it's got a couple thousand. It's got like 7,000.
Oh, that's fine. This is sick. So we really didn't film anything with Adam riding in there, but we showed up to the track the next morning, and I decided to do a couple more laps in the practice sessions. Shortly after, it got really wet, so decided to let all of the guys just kind of stay out there. I didn't want to get in anybody's way, but we got 3 or 4 good laps in the morning. After we fixed the axle with the Drift HQ axle, I was really bummed. I really wanted to drive some more, especially in competition, and it would have been really cool to stay in the bottom 16 the night previous. Sean Booth, he did an absolute awesome job killing it, driving it the last night. He got in first place, and just the whole time we were watching him on track, I'm like, man, I wish I was out there driving like that. But yeah, I had a ton of fun at the event. I really would like to get some different gear ratios or kind of optimize the S14. It's literally been the same car for about 7 years now. You can see it's looking a little bit tired on the front end, but that is literally the front bumper that came on the car when I got it in 2012 or 2013, which is crazy. So yeah, got it all strapped down, getting ready to make the about 18-hour drive back to Colorado. LZ World Tour. Freaking STI giveaway is still live, cash in every order. This week only ends Thursday, I think the 27th or the 28th. So if you haven't got any entries, click that link in the description. Appreciate everybody who came out to the LZ event. If you guys came out here and sat in the stands or watched a video or bought a t-shirt from me or anybody else here on this property, you helped us out and to keep doing this stuff. So really appreciate it. S14 was awesome. Gear ratio, quick change, dog box. We went to dinner last night. I was talking with Adam about it, and it would be nice to not have to work around that at every single track, which is what I feel like I've been doing with, like, even at PBIR. Our local track isn't geared, this car is not geared properly for the track that I run the whole time. So it's like, what do we do? But a quick change is spendy, a dog box is spendy, a bunch
8 HP.
Maybe we put an 8 HP and we just leave it and we just shift another gear. We go poop, 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 and that's it. Either way, I'm stoked to be out here. I'm glad to be a part of this whole thing. The accelerator tires were awesome this weekend. It was so cool to have everybody on the same exact tire. So that way there was no like disadvantage. Whether you had 300 horsepower or 1200, you were running the exact same tire, which was super cool and made for some awesome close driving. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the support. And we got a freaking 18-hour drive back to Colorado through the night. So we'll, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.